Flash?
It's the wrong Flash. The Flash theme song doesn't really sound like a theme song, so I went with the next best thing, Flash Gordon.
Well, I'll take it. I knew it. It was totally like it gave itself away, which is always, I love an easy answer on a Friday with Tanya and movies, because I was sitting here like, I am never even going to remotely get this until they said, did you know what it was by chance?
I did, and the funny thing is, my whole family went to see the movie again Sunday, and on the way home, I started singing that, and I'm like, wait, that's the wrong Flash, isn't it? And we had to think through it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have remembered it.
So it was good enough to go see again. Is it doing well in the box office?
You know, it's doing respectably, but all of the press tries to bash the numbers just because it was like $100 million to make it, and it brought in like $65 million. It was number one. So I think with continuing weekends plus, worldwide box office, it'll be fine in the end. But right now it's kind of considered not a flop, but just didn't do as well as they had hoped.
Gotcha. Well, what's coming up this weekend?
Well, this weekend we've got two big new releases. One is the latest Wes Anderson movie, and the other is a raunchy rated R comedy. So
just call it like you see it.
And I'll be honest, I'm not going to see the R movie.
Yeah. Turn on Netflix and see all the boobies you want to see.
But it's called No Hard Feelings, and it's got Jennifer Lawrence. And from what I'm hearing, she really earns her money in this movie. But the premise of it is you've got these I guess kind of helicopter parents that try to help their son with every piece of his life. And he's about to go away to college and has never really had a social life, never had a girlfriend. And so they put an ad on Craigslist to hire a girlfriend for him. And Jennifer, who is in her 30s in the movie, this child is 18, which I know is is legally an adult, but
gross.
Exactly, that's how I feel about it. And she's desperate for money. I think she's like an Uber driver, and she has no car that's working. So I think the deal is.
So does his parents take them out on dates for them? Drops them off.
But the deal is she's going to do this. Help get him out of his shell for college so that she can get a car. So that's the premise of it.
It's a terrible premise.
Well, as a mother of an 18-year-old, I think as
a woman going out of her 30s, I don't want to see it.
No, me either. And I have not read one article about this movie that has not had the word raunchy in the first sentence. So, it's just not my jam.
No.
But it's out there if it is your jam. Mm-hmm. I would imagine teenage boys are probably going to love it. And that's who's, young adult men probably will go see it.
Well, let them have fun then.
Yeah. But the other one is Asteroid City. This is the latest from Wes Anderson. And if you love Wes Anderson movies, he clearly has a style. This one is no different. His movies are so unique and so beautifully shot. But this is the story of, it's kind of a play. It's on screen. It's kind of weird. So it's like a television show talking about a play, and they show it to you as if you're in the television audience watching the play, if that makes sense. It's very, very interestingly done. But it's about a group of teenagers that are all really smart, and they're stargazers, and they've all set in the 1950s. Let me start with that. They all have inventions or have done something incredible in the science world, and they're all coming together to this celebration in Asteroid City to accept some awards for all of their efforts. But while they're there, they actually encounter an alien invasion, and because of that, they're quarantined. And so it's just the things that happen during that quarantine. But just, a laundry list of people in it. You got Scarlett Johansson, Jason Schwartzman, Tom Hanks, Jeffrey Wright, Steve Carell, Tilda Swinton, Bryan Cranston, Ed Norton, who shows up in a lot of his movies, Adrian Brody, Liv Schreiber, Hope Davis, Steve Park, Maya Hawke, and the list goes on and on. Matt Dillon. So a great cast. It is PG-13. Your older kids might be interested in it, but younger definitely have no interest. But it's really a fun movie. It's cool.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it, and it's one of those that it didn't disappoint, but I'm a huge fan of his work. So I think if you've never liked Wes Anderson movies, you're probably not going to like this one. It's that same kind of deadpan delivery. Every actor's kind of serious. And anyway, so you kind of know what you're going to get when you get in it. But I thought the storyline the plot was very good, and the way it's presented was very interesting.
Well, I think there's options out there, and there's still a lot going on. I hear Spider-Man's still doing exceptionally well as some of the others.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are still going back to see Spider-Man again. That might have affected some of the people that would have seen The Flash. But yeah, I would definitely still recommend The Flash, Spider-Man. You've got Elemental still out there. Transformers is still out there. So there, Fast X is still out there. So there's a little something for everybody. And then next weekend is a big one. We've got Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So that's going to be huge.
I hear you get to see him shirtless at 80.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know. On an interview where they were like, because I think that's like an iconic scene, because he's not very showy, he's obviously been attractive and fit, but there was always that one scene in all Indiana Jones where somehow he ends up, sweaty and topless.
Yeah.
And so they said they held true to it for him and in this one and on all his 80s glory. So.
Oh, that's fun. He's having quite a year. I mean, he's got that, and he's got a TV series that's doing really well, a couple of TV series.
It'll be interesting to see if he passes the torch, or if there will be a spinoff, or if this is it.
Well, and there was the one that came out a few years ago with Shia LaBeouf, and that was supposed to, I think, be the new spin on it, and he got into all of his trouble, and so nothing ever really came of it. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And then Phoebe Waller-Bridges. I don't know if that's the right Phoebe. I get them mixed up. But anyway, she's playing like his godniece or goddaughter or something like that, and she's a great actress. So I think they'll be great together.
Have they been looking for the Holy Grail? Is that like the whole thing, or is it the different things in different?
No, they found that in The Last Crusade.
They found that one in The Last Crusade, because I know the little snippet I saw is him saying, "I've been looking for this my whole life," and I'm like, what has been strung through the whole thing this whole time? And, will he find it? Will he not? Like, how it'll end. To me, that will be an interesting one of, like, how does it end for him?
Well, it's certainly...
Is it based on anything? Like a book or whatever? It's just a series that came out of somebody's mind for a movie, ran with it?
I think so, yeah.
Spielberg and George Lucas teaming up.
Got it. So there was never, like, there's no way to know... Like, there's not a book that sort of already tells you semi what it'll do, what it'll end.
Yeah, nothing I'm aware of. So
I hope he finds it and then doesn't get buried with it. Whatever. That would be awful.
They can't kill him. That would be awful.
He's 80.
Yeah. Also, next weekend is a new animated movie, Teenage Kraken. So, if you're trying to catch up on movies, go ahead and knock out Elemental this weekend, and knowing that one's coming. I've seen so many trailers for it, and it just does not look good to me. I don't know. It's just something about it just doesn't appeal. So.
Is there like a standard for it to be not a flop?
I mean, basically...
Somebody's got to come in last.
Right. I mean, basically, as long as you make a pretty nice profit. I think,
as long as you pay for yourself plus some, then it's considered it did okay.
Yeah, but, even like talking about The Flash, it's, I'm sure, going to more than make over $100 million, but they also like look at it compared to other superhero movies, So there was all kinds of ways they measure it, but I think bottom line for the studios is the money.
Well, I would think that exactly. I mean, if it didn't cost you anything and you made the return on your investment, that shouldn't be considered a flop. Because if everybody's getting back out and going to the movies, that's a good thing. But somebody has to come in.
Yeah.
Somebody's coming in last.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you feel bad for them, but it has to happen.
That's right.
All right. Well, there's plenty to go see. Let nobody come in last. Everybody go out and go see a movie and see where the chips fall. But thank you for your time, Tanya. And you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.